Tag! Hi, my name is Lily Kunis. This last year I was a Cbyx participant and I lived in Berlin, Germany. And Cbyx stands for Congress Bundestag Youth Exchange Program. And today my video is on American and German stereotypes and how accurate they really are. First, I'm going to begin with some German stereotypes. The first one is that Germans sound very angry. And I get that German sounds like a very harsh language to speak, but in reality, it's pretty much just basic words and you get used to it as time goes on. It might sound a little crazy in the first couple weeks that you're hearing it or learning it, but then after a little bit it starts to sound completely normal. So I kind of think that stereotype is false, at least after living in Germany. The second stereotype is that Germans are very direct, and what I mean by direct is that they speak very honestly and openly with you, and that's kind of not really normal in the United States because we kind of beat around the bush, as we would say. It's pretty much we avoid kind of saying what's really happening, or we try to sugarcoat it and give it kind of a different reason behind like why we're saying this negative thing, or it's like no offense but, and then share what's kind of bothering us. But Germans are just very direct and tell you what they're thinking and tell you how they're feeling right away instead of just avoiding it or just letting it sit for a little bit. Another very popular German stereotype is that every German drinks beer. But the thing is, that's not necessarily true, because as Germans love their beer, so do Americans, so do many other different cultures. But I knew plenty of Germans who did not personally enjoy beer or enjoy drinking, and it just kind of proves that stereotypes are not necessarily real, because a lot of people don't really fit the stereotypes which are originally set in place. My fourth stereotype is that Germans are very punctual. And by that, they're constantly on time or they're early to things, and I feel like that's very true of Germans because they are always making sure that everything's on time. They all have watches, which is really good. It also has to do with, I think, the public transportation, because they need to be on the right train at the right time, and it's just pretty much they need to make sure that they're constantly looking at the time and that they're on time so they get where they need to be. And my last stereotype is fresh air. I know many of my other exchange students and I experience this, but frische Luft, which is fresh air, is very important. And so pretty much every night a lot of Germans have you sleep with your window open so that fresh air can run through. And the reason why opening your window is such a big deal is because there's no central air flowing through houses, or it's not as popular as it is in the United States, and it's just pretty much a way to get fresh air into your room and make less like stale air. And yeah, it's very interesting, but the stereotype is that fresh air cures everything, which I think that's kind of false, because I know many kids, when they were sick, their host family had them open up their window when they were sick, and it was winter time, so it was really cold air. But I don't know, Germans have a way with the opening of the windows, and I respect them for that, but that was just completely like mind-blowing for me this last year, because I was not really big on opening up my window, or like never really thought of it to like cure being sick. But now we're going to move on to the American stereotypes, which I've encountered myself or that people have questioned me about, and how I just wanted to address them and tell you all how I feel. The first American stereotype which I encountered personally was that people think that Americans only know English and expect everyone else to only speak English with them, because I wanted to learn personally German and I wanted to learn the culture, but I had a couple moments where people were like only speaking English with me, or they thought that I would not want to learn a new language because I was an American and everywhere else speaks English, and I just thought that that was a very wrong stereotype, because we do have desires to learn new languages, and in high schools we learn a language, and most of the time it is required to go on to further education. And I just thought that that was very, not necessarily rude, but it was kind of something said to me that I was like, oh, I am trying to learn a new language. The next stereotype is that many other people think that Americans are ignorant, or that we don't really care about other cultures. But that is very, very false, because in the United States we're a big melting pot of different cultures and nationalities, so we are constantly learning about different holidays and different traditions inside of different households. So I feel like that is very wrong for people to assume that Americans are ignorant, because we are willing to learn new things and learn new cultures. The last two are a little more like not necessarily like mind stuff, but it's more under aspects of what people consider Americans to be. The first one is that all Americans have guns or are obsessed with guns. And I believe that that is very false because yes, we do have many laws regarding guns, but the truth is some people just use them for hunting, other people have them for protection, and then there's people like me personally, we have no desire to have a gun. And I remember getting asked a couple times about guns in America, and if I had a gun personally, I would answer no, but it is something common in the US, but not everybody is obsessed with them and has to have them. My last American stereotype is that all Americans are obese or overweight, and that is also extremely wrong. People believe that Americans are obese or overweight because of the amounts of sugar and dyes that we have inside of our foods, and the truth is people choose their own lifestyles and choose what they eat. We can't control that. Yes, there are sometimes cups in gas stations which are extremely large, and that's just being sold, and sometimes people purchase those, but it's all up to everybody else. But most of the people are fairly fit, I would say, and also care about their health and care about their well-being. So not all Americans are obese or overweight. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I just want to let you know that I do not believe in stereotypes typically. It's just I want to experience things the way that they are supposed to be. Like, I came into studying abroad in Germany with no stereotypes, and I just wanted to learn the culture and learn the people for who they are. I was very happy about that because I was able to just express how Americans feel about different stereotypes and answer honestly while also learning about culture from other people. And that was very important to address because everybody's different and every culture is different, and we need to respect them for how they are and what they believe in. Thank you for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. If you have any other videos that you guys would like, please let me know, and Dankeschön und auf Wiedersehen.